and automatize using AI. And if you don't use it, you're gonna be a state behind of the others. So it's better to use it. It's better to learn to use it because this market is so competitive. If you don't know how to use AI, maybe you are gonna lose your power because you can, as a human being, I can be a computer. I can think faster than a machine. The machine is going to think faster than me. That's obviously. But if you know how to use AI, you can create big things faster, quicker. So you should try it. Another one is cloud. I haven't used it, or maybe I have used in the past. In my university, I use it for summarizing some text. And yeah, there is a thing that I like to talk about. It is the supply and demand. Why I want to talk about it? Because right now the software developer industry, we have many developers. I mean, if you look at the past 5, 10 years ago, there weren't so many developers. I don't know how many developers existed in the past, but after this career was showed like the future career, and many universities started teaching software engineering, and many platforms such as Platzi, Coursera, Udemy started teaching software and programming languages. We have many software developers. Of course, I'm not saying that all of them are good developers. Of course not, because many of them they haven't studied software engineering. Many of them have just studied just one or two courses, and they think that they are a software engineers, but that's false. Of course, because maybe people don't understand that software engineer is not coding. It's not about coding, because coding is just one of the steps to create a software. It's just one step. If you look at the development cycle, software development cycle, if you have the chance to look at that, you can notice that we have requirements. We have to look for new problems and collect the requirements. Then we have to analyze the requirements. Then we have to propose a solution. We have to do an analysis or a design of the solution. Then we have to write code. Then we have to test. Then we have to implement the solution. So it's a cycle, a big cycle, that it's not about coding. So maybe many people haven't studied about fundamentals, software engineering fundamentals, and that's why maybe in the market we have many people that don't know anything about how to write good software, because many people can ask AI, can pose a question, and they can receive an answer, of course, and they just copy and paste the code, and they don't know anything about code. They think that this is about copying and pasting code, but they don't know what are the real life. And that's my advice, guys. You can just copy and paste code. That's not a software engineer. If you are acting like that, if you are starting to use AI to like a real engineer, maybe you are gonna lose your job in the future, because of course, if you don't know about fundamentals, if you don't know about software system logic, you're gonna lose the job, and definitely you're gonna get a better job. So that's my advice. You can look at the statistics, and in a very competitive market, it's important to understand what are the fundamentals, and you have to be, or you have to try to be ahead of the other people. You have to try to study AI. You have to try to learn Python. You have to try to understand that the market is changing every day, and you have to look at that. You can just uh, take your own knowledge, and you can believe that you are the best, because right now we have many tools, we have many people fighting for getting a new job. So that's it. If you look at the job offers, you can notice that they require people who knows about many technologies, Docker, Git, 3, 4, 5 years of experience, to speak English. So, are you sure that you are ready to be in the industry? I don't know. You have to think about it. You have to ask yourself and try to create your own strategy. Right now, I'd say that the most important is creating new solutions. If you have the logic, if you have the fundamentals, if you create your own projects, and if you do it first in your machine, it's the best, because some people just think that they need a company. You don't need a company. If you are a software developer, you can create solutions for your family, for your friends. You can easily um, find new problems. You have to understand that this is about creating solutions. And when you understand that principle, you can look at your family, at your friends, and you can say, "Hey, why why we create a new system to resolve this problem?" So yeah, that's it. That's my advice. And yeah, of course, I also recommend you to check this survey. Check out the survey, because here, Stack Overflow, you can analyze many information. For example, they started doing this survey from 2011. So it's good if you can look at this data. You can understand how the market is changing, how many developers there are around the world, and many things. You can understand what are the most important technologies, what are the most paid, things like that. What tools the developers are using to resolve the conflicts, what AI tools, what companies, from what countries they are. So there are many information. You can just take a look of this, and you can understand everything about the market. Maybe you can decide how is the best path for you. And I don't know. I don't have. There are many books that I found on the internet. Maybe you can look for new books to study about pseudocódigo, Pesain. There are many tools that you can use to analyze code, to think the solution. So I recommend you to check out these tools. There are many tools to analyze software, and that's the most important advice, because if you start creating systems thinking first doing it, is the best, guys, because I see some people that they just copy and paste. This is not about copy and paste. You have to uh, think. You have to think about the solution. You have to first. You have to read the problem. You have to understand the problem. You have to find new problems, and then you have to analyze how to resolve them. How I can. Uh, how I can do things faster. So yeah, you can skip this important step. Analyzing software is the most important step. So you have to know that we have an input, process, output. What is an algorithm? Uh, what ways you can use to resolve the algorithm? So try to do it if you have to be a good software engineer. And yeah, we had many books that I can recommend you. These are one of the best. Uh, Learn about design patterns. There are many design patterns that we can use. Of course, they have created to resolve most of the common problems. But you have to understand in what scenarios, in what context, in what projects you can use them and why. Because maybe if you study design patterns, you can understand the theory, but when you go to your project, or when you look at your project, sometimes you don't know how to implement these design patterns. So it's good when you can understand how you can implement them. And yeah, there are many important design patterns, and many companies is requiring that software engineers or developers know about this important topic. So if you don't know it, you have to check this out. And yeah, I don't know. Clean Code. This is the Spanish version, of course, but Clean Code is a really good book that you should read if you want to be a good software developer. So if you have time in the future, you can take a look at this book. It's from Robert C. Martin, a software engineer from the United States, and I think they have written. He has written many books about software, so I recommend you to check out these books. There are many architectures, good practice, and you know, this kind of things that you can learn if you read this kind of book. So take a look at this. And yeah, a platform like Miro. In Miro, you can create visual boards and you can draw your solution. UML. You can use UML if you are gonna start working in a new project. You should use UML for your software analysis phase. So I recommend you to know about these elements, these platforms. And yeah, that's it, guys. Don't forget that right now we have a very competitive market. There are many software developers. All of them want to get a new job, and if you want to to get your first job, you can just copy and paste code from the AI. You have to think, you have to analyze, you have to understand the process, and you have to do your best to be the best. If you don't do it, I don't know. Maybe you have the chance to get a job on the other ways, but if you are not the best, it's going to be harder. So that's my advice, guys. Remember that we live in a capitalist system, and yeah, so when something is known, when there are many people studying or knowing about any topic, the salaries decrease, and maybe in the past many people started studying software engineering because they know that the companies offer high salaries, but today this is not